did the spiritual sex thing on YouPorn there, hooking the ladies as usual, and this fakeagent.com is funny. It's funny videos. This is interesting. One thing I wanted to bring up was there's this. It's called. It's a weed called kryptonite. An herb. I don't know if it's a weed. I don't know what it's. It's an herb of some sort called kryptonite. And here's the thing. I've tried to order this thing, and I'm not able to get through on their website. Or they're supposed to have a number. They forward. Anyways, they can't get me in touch with anybody from Minnesota. I've left my message to call me. Somebody call me for the last 3 weeks or 4. So evidently, I'm not supposed to get this weed. Okay, that's the message. Here's the weird thing that occurred. One day, I'm picking up Eric. I'm coming back from Subway, picking up Eric, who's walking. He says, "Hey, look what I found on the sidewalk." It turns out it's this kryptonite, and it's something that I couldn't get. I was having trouble getting it, so I figured, well, I'll be able to get that again in the future. Still, 2 or 3 weeks later, I still can't get anybody to contact me. So I'm not supposed to. It seems like I'm not supposed to have this weed, but I got it in my hands. So what happened that day that we got it? I'm like, wow, what a freak of nature. We're going to get ready to puff up, and this falls in our hands, something that I couldn't get a hold of. So we puff up with that, and it was pretty effed up, okay? But there's something about it that's unusual, and I can't quite determine. There's enough remaining for just me, for basically, one night's use, one session. So the question is, if I'm not supposed to have it, here's the scale, here's the teeter-totter. If I'm not supposed to have it because I can't get it online, I can't order this thing, that weighs with, but God put it in my plate. It was the weirdest fluke that we found this thing when we're going to go get ready to smoke. It was the flukiest thing on the freaking planet. I couldn't believe it. I just thought, my God, that's just the strangest thing to occur in my show. Would be that, of all things to find in the damn sidewalk, you know what I'm saying? Something we could not order. So you're not supposed to have it, and yet we got it, and it fell on our plate for a purpose, and we're supposed to take it. So the weight, so the question is, am I supposed to take that final amount? And I'll give it a couple of days, but I'm guessing right now that I'm supposed to take it. Because I took it, we smoked it already. I guess I'm supposed to smoke it one more time, and that's it. But I'll let you sort of give me the message out there, if that's the case. So that's a strange dilemma. Am I supposed to take the remaining? I think the answer is yes. So I'll let you know what just give me a psychic message if you're thinking of different. Also, I forgot to point out this thing is kryptonite. That's Superman's. Takes away his powers. But, and I know my show ways take away my powers, does it actually give me more power? See, you get it? So it's important to recognize that because of what I've learned, that you have to realize that taking away kryptonite, taking away my powers, could actually give me more in a different sense, perhaps in reality. You get it? So maybe it's kryptonite for the heaven guy, and that'll bring superpowers to the guy on earth. And it's very important for me to understand that just because it says kryptonite does not necessarily mean it's bad. See, that's the beauty of the excitement of the suspense of the show. What does it mean? What does the kryptonite mean? What's it going to mean later when, I turn ugly or something? What powers do I have? Perhaps, here's the other thing, perhaps it works the other way. It takes away my powers of protection. I have a protection bubble that keeps me protected. Perhaps it's taken away that power and I can be killed. So see, the other side is maybe it's kryptonite on the real end. But see, I really don't have, it's a really elusive power. So, I don't know, I just feel it's the first option. I don't know, it is a strange scenario, how that thing fell into our lap. How this kryptonite, which I cannot order, which it looks like I'm not supposed to be able to get, it ends up in my lap. That was the freakiest damn thing. I could have swore I was looking for the damn director who put that in place. I was like, who the hell did that? Who put that there? It's the freakiest goddamn thing. And so now I had enough for one hit, and I think I'm gonna be taking it sometime here within the next week. And I got a feeling that's the final dose. That's all I can have. That's it. That's all I can get of that herb. But yeah, it is. Oh shoot! I just lost what I was going to say. It is interesting that. Shoot. It's like it's so near and yet so far. In one sense, it's so near, and yet in the other sense, it's so far. And I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen in reality. It's like this. It's like this bind. Everything is snapping. It's at a threshold, and something needs to snap. And I'm not sure what's going to happen. Whether it's going to be the far. It's like a pivoting thing where it could be both. It's almost like I'm supposed to split in half and do both at the same time somehow. Boy, that sounds weird. This correlates with something I said a few weeks back, a couple weeks, something strange like that. I was like, how can I split in two? And it's like somehow one journey is supposed to be the long. Weird. See, I'm not sure how I can be both. What the hell is going on? How can I do both worlds? How can I do two worlds that coincide at the same time? I mean, it's like I have to split in two somehow. And the joke about the split personality thing, I mean, I guess, wouldn't that be interesting? I mean, wouldn't that be the weirdest thing? It's like I'm supposed to traverse both paths. One where I don't understand what it means. How it could do that. It's just the way this. Like one path has a long distance to go, while the other one is short, and all the famousness and everything. because they need to. Then it needs to balance. Holy cow! I don't understand that. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any. I don't know what this is saying. But I spewed some babble off a couple weeks ago about this. Is like, what are you talking about? I don't know how it can happen. I have no idea how this could. That. I tell you, that damn dealer at Jackpot's on my mind for some reason. That chick, I don't understand what's going on with her. Yeah, man. Why is she on my mind? I don't know. It's some kind of important part of the show or something. It's like I need to talk to her or something to find out what's going on. Huh. I don't know. I'm not too keen on going back there and experimenting in this heaven state. Thought it might affect my luck, but it sort of worked. I was doing pretty good. I think that's why they were keeping an eye on me to see what I was doing. Anyways, yeah, about this split thing is strange. It seems like it's supposed to be me physically splitting, but I was in the shower, right? And something like came over me, sort of important. I was getting really nervous. And then something happened in which it's like it's just in my mind, a split person. And it was like I was talking to myself in my mind. I said, "Hi, Chris." And I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? I mean, what you know? Really strange. I'm trying to figure out. So if the joke is I have a split person, I have some kind of like a mind of its own. I'll keep you abreast of that, but I don't think so. It really isn't talking to me. It's just playing a joke or something on me. It's conducting a joke, such that I'd say this to you so you'd freak out. I thought maybe I was going to physically split in the shower, but then there was something more along in the mental. It's just a visual image of like my face talking to me. It's a little different perspective from previous where I'm just talking to me without really a face. You know, I never really pictured a face when I talk to myself. By the way, I can tell when I'm talking to myself and when I have outside influence. You would think that'd be hard. You think that'd be a tough thing, but it's actually quite easy. I can tell the difference. It's very subtle, and yet it's very, very apparent. And so that would be how the show would present itself, with the realization that I now have a split personality. And so the whole joke of me having a split personality has now come to fruition. And yet I don't seem like I have one, but boy, the story sure did tell itself that way. That's the strange thing about this. Is strange. That's strange the way it writes, the way it writes itself like that. I'm telling you, it's all in the name of entertainment. That's what this is about. Suspense, a thriller, down to the very end. And that very end may be like 1,000 years or even more. I don't know. Yeah, it's strange. But it does sort of answer a question. If it is the devil, I mean, if that, whatever that happened there was the devil, then it's part of my mind and not part of my physicality. So it appears as on earth. On earth, I would be the good guy. At the same time, what if the split personality is the good guy and I'm actually the bad guy? That's the suspense. See, that's the way it's supposed to work. It's supposed to even out like that. I wonder how long that last pause was. I know it was longer. Could have been 4 minutes in that pause. I know I was thinking of a lot of things. Just could have. Sometimes it's not flying so bad. I'm not quite in heaven. I'm coming down to earth now, and it's not like flooring all around the place. It's simply I was just connecting the dots in a sequence before I talked about it. Boy, that jackpot employee really is on my mind. I almost need to go back there tomorrow and say, what the hell? I think they're thinking I was cheating. I was joking with them that we're coming there to try to read cards and win by reading cards, not counting cards, but actually psychically knowing what they are. And I think that came to fruition, or they think that that's what I was doing because I was winning. I think I was the only person at the damn table winning. I had to cover Eric's losses and I eventually lost my. I could have got out. Normally, if I didn't have Eric there, Eric would have just taken the money from would have begged me for the money until I should have just gotten out when I was up. That's normally what I do. So I basically peaked, and then it went down, and I should have got out. I don't know why I let Eric affect me, but he's such a kind of a mooch that he would never let me have those chips. Well, I probably could have easily have cash of chips in when I was up to like 40 just to break even, because, yeah, that's probably what I should have done. But I think they thought that they pieced me and Eric together, figured I'm doing something, some weed. They're watching me because I'm winning. I'll tell you, if you can win at blackjack, you are beating some serious odds. Put a computer simulation together. And the simulation basically at best broke even. Maybe one time won. So my psychic senses are working far better than a computer simulation. And that's why the house has such odds on you. It's because of that. It's just the way it is. It's just the way the house has got so much odds on that game. And yet, if you were to beat it, I can see why they would wonder what the hell's going on, because you're not supposed to win unless you're psychic. think that's what's going down. I was making a joke to the dealer that we're working on a technique to read cards. And I think they believed it. At least they believed I could do it. Not count cards, but read them. And then finally enough dealers came along and they decided to frown upon me or something.
Yeah, hi, Chris. I can't talk too long because I'm driving. What's up?
Yeah, I heard you bought something down in Atlanta, and now you bought a TV?
Now I'm doing what?
Did you buy a TV down in Atlanta?
Oh, that was a long time ago. What's happening is Patty's going to go full-time now, and so I bought a bicycle a long time ago, so I'm driving a truck. But yeah, I also have a TV that's in there. It's just one of those flat screen 24-inch DVD player TV, yeah. But that's not why I'm driving the truck. The truck is because I've got this three-wheel bike that costs a lot of money, and I want to keep it in Redwood.
So you're driving right now from Atlanta to Minnesota?
Correct. I've got a budget, which is really cheap, a budget truck. I got it, so I will be home in about 2 days. Not tomorrow.
Just curious, what did that budget cost?
400 and some is all it costs, Chris, because I got a deal by doing it on the internet that's 20%, but it's a 10-footer. You would probably need a bigger one, unless you leave your couch behind. But you could probably even get that in, but I don't know, you have a bed too. So, what size do you think you would need?
You're asking me if I need a bed? Oh.
No, what size truck? But I'm just comparing it. When I did a comparison with U-Haul, it was half the price. U-Haul, it had 800 for the same size.
Kathy, you could have had it shipped, and saved all that the hassle. You could have just had it shipped for about the same cost. You could have had the whole thing shipped, and you have to then avoid.
Well, I have a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know. I don't have a hassle. I'm having a good time. Where's my hassle? It's an adventure, Chris.
I don't know. When I first heard this from Ernie, I thought it was the most effed up thing I'd ever heard in my life. But it makes a little bit more sense. But it really.
I don't know how you say I could have shipped my bike that easily, but whatever. Maybe you're right. I'm having an adventure. That's all.
There are packaging places that will take it apart for you and package it and ship it.
It's on take apart. See, that's just it. I know I could have taken it apart.
No, they could have taken it apart. They could have taken it apart for you.
And put it together again before they delivered it?
That's possible. I'm sure that they've got something like that in Minneapolis. Yeah, that they have a shipping transport and they put it back together, right?
But then I'd have to get it back from Minneapolis to Redwood. So, did you hear me when I said I'm having fun? I'm having an adventure. This is okay.
I was just so shocked. I must have heard wrong from earlier. I actually hung up on him. I'm like, no way, did I hear that right? And I had to actually hear it from the horse's mouth that you actually did this. It actually is not so bad anymore, but when I first heard about this, I thought you had completely lost your mind. I really did.
Well, I I thought you were going to say you figured I was smoking something, darn it.
You know, I still can't believe it. It's still shocking to me, I guess. Anyways, I'll let you go here, but I'm a little shocked. I cannot believe you're doing this, but
Yes, I have X number of years left to have adventures here on Earth. This is fun for me, and I had a lot of personal stuff there. I had some little tables, I had some clothing, you know, so I mean, it's not like it's a completely empty truck except for a TV and a bicycle. So it would not have been as easy to ship as you think. And they were as cheap, so, I mean, we would have had to make 3 loads just in the SUV to get everything over there, and not to mention, how do you get it to the place that's going to take it apart and ship it?
Kathy, they can show you how to take it apart in about probably about 1 minute, so that you can put it back together again. It's easy to...
Yeah, this is a 3-wheel recumbent bicycle trip.
Hell, Kathy, they could probably just ship it as it is, and have a big enough box. Just
All right, well, okay, I'll tell you what. Let's not discuss it to death. Okay. So, I'll see you in about 2 days, or 3 or 4, whenever you show up. Okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Wow. Ernie told me that. Wow, that is one of the most effed up things I have. It was one thing when she drove off to Colorado, like, made a decision in like 1 hour. I'm going to Colorado about Steph's death. I'm going to Colorado just to get there, just to find out that nobody wanted to, I mean, there was nothing there for her to do. And then for her to have this spontaneous reaction without any thought is one of the most effed up things. I mean, when Ernie told me, I thought, she bought something. I thought Ernie had said she bought something. I thought it was in the cities. She does some shopping before she comes in. So she bought something in the cities and is now coming with a U-Haul from the cities. Even that would be a little shocking. That she couldn't have bought something. Well, the idea of the story was that she had just bought something. It turns out she didn't. She had bought it a while back. And so it's used. And so I'm thinking it's something new. They can just ship it, have Best Buy ship it to the home. Anyways, it's not as effed up as it. Well, then I heard that she actually bought something in Atlanta. She bought something in Atlanta and is now driving it home. Well, it turns out she bought it a while back. It's used. So it wasn't as bad as I originally. I mean, I just. And I just thought, wow, if that's effed up, there's got to be a balance, right? So I'm taking off my window tint, and I hear that it's going to be an effed up. It's not going to be fun. So it turns out the punchline is that it was very easy. It was the opposite of effed up. It was easy, and then I get this phone call that Kathy has effed it up. Yeah, there's all this kind of gunk and goo or something you got to get off the wind. It turns out it was incredibly simple so far. I got 2 windows, knock on wood, I got 2 windows off. I'm working on the other 2 right now. So don't knock on wood, but this should be fairly smooth and not effed up. It turns out Kathy had to call. I got a word from Kathy that she effed up. So see how it balances out like that. And thank goodness it worked in my benefit. I like it when I'm not getting effed up, when somebody's not effed up to me. But you sort of see how it works. I was just shocked. This is simple. This was, I mean, there's this goo there's hardly any goo that, I'll tell you later more, but like I said, I want to knock on wood here, but it looks like I got 2 more left, and then it's done, and I'm just pleased so far. Getting a little sun out in the it's a really nice day. I'm pretty sure that the nice days of the Minnesota was for me. In other words, I was supposed to catch a tan today. I'm not sure if you noticed any red or not, but I need to catch a little more sun. I've noticed that I woke up today, I was just exhausted, and it's not so much physically exhausted, it's mentally exhausted, or spiritually exhausted, and it has a translation to the physical realm of being physically exhausted. And I think it has a part to do with what happened last night with this split personality thing. That something happened spiritually. It was freaky. I mean, I thought maybe I was gonna literally split in the bathtub. I was freaking out for a second. I mean, for like 1 second, I was like, whoa, what's going on, right? And then something occurred, and it was like this split personality in my mind, not physically. But I thought, but something happened right there, and I guess it translates into society where it's less effed up for me. Hopefully, don't knock on wood there. Hopefully, less effed up for me and more effed up for everybody. It's got to be a balance. Given the weight of me is so strong, less effed up for me, more effed up for probably the majority of you out there. So maybe you've had a bad day or something, you're doing something strange or something out there in the world. It's possible that Kathy's effed up is so huge that it didn't even translate to you. It's really weird that she did that. So, yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm not going to be going to heaven today. I got to chill today. I have 1 day off or maybe 2. We'll see. But like I said, I'm exhausted. I had to recover. Something happened last night in the morning there. You would have seen it had I not gone to the bath, to the shower. Well, I think that's all for now. I'll let you know about my window tint. Still on planet Earth right now. And I just got back from poker at the 101. And I hadn't been back there in about 3 or 4 weeks because something went down there a while back. And the gist of it is they think that I was stoned. I conducted myself, I was goofy. I was acting really goofy. And it's funny, they have no idea. It's when you've got the stereotype that you do weed, they think that I must have been doing that in order to conduct myself. But what happened is this lady was wearing, she was showing cleavage, right? So I'm like, well, anybody else uncomfortable? You know, I just started making a conversation. I just couldn't stop talking about it because I thought it was so rude that she would try to get guys excited. I mean, this dates back. Unless you want to get laid by somebody in the bar, the thing is, she's married, so there's really no purpose in doing it. And really, frankly, I guess other guys think that that's great because it gets them worked up and they go home to their wives. So I let them know that I don't have a lady to go to, so don't work me up. And I guess I said one too many comments, and it just kind of blew up. And so I hadn't been back there in a while. But today it was like really uncomfortable. Everybody's like uncomfortable with me. Go figure, right? But what's funny is that they think that I was stoned when I did that. They have no idea what I'm capable of. I mean, I'm probably actually more sober. I mean, I'm more sober when I'm drinking, or when I'm effed up. That it requires intelligence and thought to come up with something goofy. You have to be in the top of your game in order to actually be goofy, you know. You can't just do it. If you gotta conduct the humor intelligently, and it's a little bit tough if you're messed up, you know. So it's funny. So anyways, luckily I didn't have to stick around for more than I got busted out pretty quick. So
I just left. Roy is continuing, the owner there is continuing to he doesn't like me, and I say get in line, right? I'm seriously thinking about putting him on the top, making an affidavit with him with his name in there. He and one other person from that 101. Thinking about doing that. Anyways, yeah, today's an off day for sure. Maybe tomorrow too. Just to let you know that I'm not addicted to this stuff. I swear to God, my demons or my angels or whatever, they want me to. They're pushing me to the edge. They're so anxious for this to hurry, and yet something tells me it's going to take a while. That's what's strange. It's so far and yet so near at the same time. And it's strange. And today I had this, I was talking about the tint, and it went good for the second two windows. So it went smooth. It was a smooth day, and as I mentioned, the effed up thing was Kathy. What else? There's some notes here. Oh, yeah, Scott H's mother died, and it's almost like it was weird. He didn't tell me for 2 weeks. I knew the lady. It's like, yeah, don't invite me to the funeral, but at least maybe give me a call, let me know that a person that I somewhat knew. It's weird. So what I'm wondering is if something happened with this anomaly last night, the spiritual thing, it'll re-ravel. In other words, she may not have been dead. When things have gone 2 weeks without hearing about it, and then you hear about it today, it's like something occurred. Like things are more effed up. Like when I heard about this, I'm thinking, well, that's effed up. I'm like, sorry, but that's effed up. She died. That's this. But it's like where my effed up is less, other people's is more. I'm just trying to think of any more examples today of that occurring. Things were effed up. Ernie was effed up. I don't know, man. It's weird. I'm like, it is strange being so smart and having to deal with all these idiots that somehow think that I'm dumb or effed up. It's weird. It's weird ass that I'm dealing with this stuff. The guys at the 101, they think I'm effed up. They think I'm stoned today. They have no idea that I could drink 5 shots and pass an IQ test better than them, Strange world, I tell you, man. Stupid recruiters that tell me, well, I'm not qualified, I can't do the job, Fuck you. See, it's hard, I said the word, it's hard when you actually feel it to say the F-bomb, to say the F, F-you. It's hard when you actually mean it. When you actually really seriously mean it, you have to say the real word. Oh, I'm like recuperating from this. Like, I may have a partial flu or something. You share germs when you light up because you're this whip and there's a whip you use and you got to share it. So it's a good way of keeping your immune system in line when you're Eric has probably crossbred germs with who knows 3 people before this today and sharing a cigarette or something. So I'm getting a lot of germs coming in, but. Yeah, I was pretty down. I was telling Eric that I feel pretty effed up. It's weird. That's another F. I'm not on herbs, but I feel pretty effed up. So in other words, it's like a different effed up. Like I will be effed up in a different fashion. Hopefully, I'm not sick all the time. But I got a feeling I'm going to be effed up in a different fashion. See, they think that if I conduct myself where I'm starting to go around talking about people's cleavage, that they somehow think that I must be effed up in order to do that. And it turns out that I'm just plain effed up to begin with. But I challenge each of you out there. I would like to conduct this challenge where I wanted to say it tonight, but it was just so uncomfortable. I couldn't even joke around. Everybody was just so uncomfortable with me. So I couldn't even say something like, I was going to try out to see how my testicle cleavage would work. I was going to show my a portion of my testicles and see if it draw attention, And I challenge the guys out there to do that, to conduct that challenge, to somehow wear some shorts or whatever that are tight and that are showing a little bit of sack, and try to get it on camera and then post it on YouTube under testicle cleavage or something, and I think that'd be. And let's just find out the reaction. Try to keep it on camera and see everybody's reaction. See how first the lady notices it, and then what she says about it. Yeah, don't take it away. Keep it there. I think it's quite legal to show that. It's completely legal. Try to keep showing it as long as you can. I don't know the situation, but if women can show cleavage and try to entice men, there should be no reason why we can't entice women with our sack, showing a little bit of a sack, So I think that'd be funny watching women behave, and then they get a little piece of it, see what it's like to. I personally feel if you want to show some cleavage, you better be ready to set up everybody in the audience, your viewing audience, for a lay, because I don't think that's appropriate to be getting people horny. I mean, what if that lady 3 or 4 weeks ago, it's Nate's wife, what if she would have got somebody horny enough that they went out and raped? See? And it's like, then they'll say that, well, that's the guy's fault. And it's not the guy's fault. If you're getting him turned on, that's bullcrap. Start acting respectable. I think Betty White has this philosophy. I think she is sickened. She understands what I'm talking about. She is sickened by what women do on TV. And I'm pretty sure the sponsor of what I'm saying. I personally feel you should cover up business attire. And quite frankly, your face can be a turn-on. So really, I mean, it's, I can almost see why they cover up the faces over in the Muslim land, because it does. A good face can turn a guy on, really can. But I mean, that cleavage, that is absolutely unnecessary to be doing that stuff. Again, it's necessary if you plan on getting everybody laid. Otherwise, don't do that, because I don't want to get worked up. I don't feel like, if I don't have my porn collection available, I don't feel like getting worked up, But it is funny. They think I was effed up that day. I mean, I was in definitely, I just have these moods. I get in these moods I feel like joking around. And it wasn't just that. I was joking around about a bunch of other things too. It was going good, and then I just said the cleavage thing one too many times, and it kind of blew up, you know. So what else? So I thought of this idea for, and it might need a patent, but I'm not sure. I'm still investigating to see if this thing has been invented yet. But what sucks about that revelation today is that it occurred when I'm in the sun. By the way, I think the sunlight is like helping to heal me spiritually from whatever happened, like last night, 1 in the morning, whatever it was, that split personality thing. But one second. Oh, shoot. See, I still lose my. I do this too. I do this on Earth too, where I lose the track of what I was thinking. It happens on Earth too, but it really happens a lot in heaven. What was I saying? So it sucks about this idea, this revelation that occurred coincidentally on the day. It's like an awakening. Today was like I'm resting. I'm resting. Anyways, what sucks about this patent thing is that means that it's going to be a slow show. In other words, if I'm supposed to have this good idea that's going to maybe sell something, that means that my show is going to be slow, and that scares me a little bit. At the same time, I'm not sure it'll sell, so I have to still investigate. I'm just not sure. So to be continued. Another note, that lady, when I was commenting, I made that final blow up at the cleavage. She said, should I put a jacket on? I said, yeah, put a jacket on. She says, no. I'm like, okay, so you're going to ask me to put it on and you don't do it. See, I mean, the problem would have been settled had she put on a jacket. And Doug out there, they're like, you didn't actually serious about her being uncomfortable about her cleavage, and I said, she's welcome to do that as long as I can talk about it. I mean, if she wants to bring up the subject with her boobs showing it in her face, then I can bring up the fact that I can bring it up. Strange world that women can behave this way, and then if somebody gets raped as a result of turning them on, it's the guy's fault. Or if somebody gets turned on, it's too bad. It's too bad you don't have a woman. Yeah, it is. It's an odd world. I have to say, I live in a stupid world, effed up world. That's the way it is. It's an effed up world, and I'm going to try to fix it. And in a different manner, it's going to get effed up, and hopefully I get less effed up. So it's going to be like right now. Now it's balanced. So it's going to be a different balancing with the characteristics changing. And it's effed upness. I hope to God that it's quick for me. I just makes me nervous. I'm hoping that this little idea of mine is already taken or it won't sell, because it will mean that it's going to be the quick route here. And something tells me that it's the same. It's both near and far at the same time. And I don't understand it. I don't even understand what happened last night with the split personality thing. I don't even understand what that meant. Other than I'm sure it freaked everybody out there who was listening to this. But what else? So there seems to be the correlation of the tint on my window and me. See, the timing is important. How I do things. It means it usually has, everything I do usually has 2 or 3 meanings. That 2 or 3 purposes. Like today, the tints, it came out today. The day was very important. I thought this was the moral of the story. I thought that this thing was going to be a pain in the ass, and it turned out it was very easy. It's incredibly easy compared to what I thought it was going to be. That's the moral of the story. Sometimes it's not so hard. Now, the tint coming off is similar to the mask in the Mr. Roboto song. My mask comes off. People can now see me. I hope that's symbolic of my show. I hope that people can now see me. I'm praying that that's the case. I'm praying that that's the symbology. That I'm no longer camouflaged. That I can now be seen. Actually, it was interesting. There's actually 2 layers of tint on my window. The original manufacturer and then the extra tint. And that was, so I still have some tint on there. So it worked out pretty nice. I was able to get off one layer without peeling off the other. So it worked out pretty nice. But it's the symbology in today being the day that I take off the tint. Yeah, it's just important. We'll see what it means. Hopefully people can see me soon. And, so, it seems like time is slowing down for me. What seemed like a half an hour, it only took 20 minutes. It just seemed like 20 minutes took a long time. I'm laying in the sun. And maybe it's because I haven't laid down in the sun in a while that time seems to go so slow. I don't know. It just seemed like something changed last night, and it had an effect on today. Some re-rabbles. Scott H's mom died, maybe a re-rabble, in which she was alive, and then something needed to be more effed up. So, effed up. I guess it's effed up to kill somebody. So. Or to have a death. It's effed up. I don't know. It could have been. It just seems so weird that he wouldn't talk to me for 2 weeks on that. Because I know her. It's not like I didn't meet her before. God, strange that he had mentioned that till today. Anyways, get a little something to eat here. So, I don't know if I've talked about it before, but I have tinnitus. And what that is like a white hissing noise. You sometimes hear this. I used to hear this sometimes when I go to sleep. It's quiet. And it's like this high-pitched white noise. It's like, what is that? And then it would go away after a few minutes or a minute or two. Well, on these herbs, you achieve that noise, that white noise, in the process of getting in the process of going to heaven, you achieve that. And it turns out that, well, it didn't happen right away, but after the second or third, fourth time, I started realizing that this thing was on all the time now. And it's not, you think that this might be annoying you. It's not. I think it's actually kind of cool. But if I stop and listen for it, well, I can hear it right now. But it's not in the way or anything. no matter what, it's not distracting. But I think what it means is that I'm sort of high. I'm sort of high naturally, which I've always said. I think I'm naturally high because how can anybody bend me over so much and I haven't shot myself, right? So, but I had no idea what high meant until recently. And now, because of this tinnitus, I think what it is emerging. It's like as the merging continues, I might have more tinnitus, but it seems to be about the same since the last 2 weeks. Really about the same. I don't know if it's going to get more. It might get more annoying if it gets more. I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's almost like like a subliminal message or something. Like in the middle of all this white noise is like program it. It's like some kind of like data that tells me what to say and how to act, and it's almost like a subliminal. They say that. Well, some conspiracy theorists say that we throw magnetic waves out there and hopefully see if it can like manipulate the society. Well, in some sense, I believe that this is somehow the communication link. It's part of the communication link. Still trying to figure it out, but I'm pretty sure it all has a good purpose. At least I hope so. What else? I think it's made me more psychic too. This tinnitus, or at least what I've been doing. I don't know if the tinnitus is doing it, or just doing some herbs. It seems to have opened up a channel to the psychic world. So I'm not sure about that. It's the thing about how things work in my show, it's not that I have to be totally psychic. What happens is that people will just say things. Like tonight. You're not at this table, are you? And then he realized what he said, and then he goes to the next guy to try to camouflage the pointing at me. He said, "And you're here too?" So he did both of us in order to kind of camouflage what he was aiming at me. You see, I don't think he really intended on starting something. But you don't have to be psychic. You see, it's like I make them uncomfortable, but they don't just sit there and say nothing. Normally, somebody's got to say something. So it's not all psychic. There's this impressions that I get. It's way more than that. It is. It's not. I'm not saying it's not way more, but it's more. There's usually something said to give me the hint. And it's amazing how often that occurs. So I'm trying to question him. So what are you talking about? Are you afraid I'm going to knock you out or what? And he's like, oh, yeah. It's just, see, he didn't mean to say it. He just said it, and then he had to kind of get under it. And it's got a natural, the way the show works, it's got a natural effect, like he wanted to do that the whole time. He wanted to say that the whole time. See, like he has free will. See, but he didn't. Or he lost, he temporarily lost. He had free will, and he temporarily lost what he was thinking, what he wanted to do, because he realized he had to get out underneath. He didn't want to start stuff. He didn't want to finish it. He wanted to get out from underneath when he started. So see, he didn't really mean to start something. And he thinks he has free will. He thinks that he did that. That was his own will that did that. See? Yeah, man. Well, see here. Boy, under the weather, man. I don't know if I have a partial flu. It's just feel like crap. I'm effed up. But not, it could be worse. I mean, I could be really, it's just as tired and just not, but that sun felt good today. I gotta do some more of that tomorrow. I'm glad March is treating Minnesota good. I think I need the sun. The sun needs the sun. You know, that's how the whole Son of God started, right? Actually started from the sun. Check out YouTube on that. People were worshiping the sun. That's how the sun's things started, I guess. Amazing how it would transform itself to something that would actually be, that I could latch onto, that actually would make sense to me. That's just strange. So we got a little piece of Hindu, a little piece of Buddha, large piece of Christianity. I don't even know about the Hebrew, if that's part of anything in there, but there would just be these things that I would latch onto that were actually in my world, you know. Strange show, man. Anyways, I'll sign off here for the day, I think.